Yeah, they gonna love this one. Yes, sir. Hey, man, this is gonna be a great video. We're gonna turn this down real quick. Nah, I'm gonna keep it up. But, man, thank y'all so much, man. Let's get into it. Oh my gosh, bro, that beat is, did you hear that? You heard that. It's phenomenal. That beat is phenomenal, man. Celestial rising, divine afternoon, and grand night to the beautiful deity watching this video, to divine reflection, divine messenger. And we are back with another. Now understand, this one we're about to tap into higher realms of thinking. So we only got one Gematria teaching, but I'm also going to teach you Gematria as well, because I had two reflections that I wanted to have an understanding of Gematria, how to be taught Gematria, how to get, because a lot of people want to know how to get these 4 ciphers, how to get the intuitive feeling of knowing somebody's Gematria database. So I got y'all, but this video is going to be very informative because we already basically covered who the character was. Now, if you still follow this character, so be it. I can't control that, but we got this teaching right here, you know, just let you know what's going on and what we are going to be understanding for today. And I got the 9 realms of consciousness for your mind, but we are back with another message, I understand. All right, we're going to get into, so Neo being Solluminati. Now understand, once again, I don't sit here and go off of people's belief system or their knowing, because the thing is, as a free thinker, you have to be able to freely think outside of your own perception. Not only that, outside of other people's perception as well, because the thing is too, I respect people, women and men, who they understand my teachings, they understand what I'm saying from my soul perspective. But if you're able to contradict what I'm saying and you can form your own guidance, your own hypothesis, your own ideology, I respect you more, because you're not just sitting here meat riding my ideas. So like these other false leaders, they want you to meat ride their ideas, not me. I want you to be able to see my videos, hear it, understand it, but then I want you to be able to sit there and think to yourself, how can I formulate my own thoughts to what this nigga is saying? Am I wrong for thinking like that? Exactly. You know I'm not wrong. Now, the thing is, too, I really appreciate all the new people who have followed me on social media as well. And thank you all for, you know, supporting me on social media. And thank you as well for the people who have tapped into my clothing brand as well. I got more things coming into the works as well. My goal is to honestly have over 1,000. I want to have over 1,000 items. That's going to be my goal. And it's going to happen, actually. So stay tuned for that. Thank you to the people who pay for my Patreon as well. My bad, I'm just thinking so fast right now, my bad. I'm very excited because I know somebody new is watching this video, probably like, oh, let's get it. You know, I know somebody's excited, but I'm excited with you because I'm ready to work. But thank you to the people who watched my Patreon videos. I posted February 24th. So thank y'all to, oh yeah, shout out to you. Hey, Omnis, you know, I know you're watching this video. I really appreciate you and your support. I see you a lot. And just thank you. Thank you. And the thing is too, I'm only saying thank you because not only just because, you know, you're paying for information that you have, but I want to mention with authenticity, thank you for just the support that you want to support me in. It's like, I don't even know you from a can of paint, but I see you consistently commenting on my videos. Like you DM me, you ask me for just certain advice. I notice a lot of you. And the thing is too, I want you to know, no matter how many subscribers or followers I have, I always acknowledge the beings that I know that are authentic within their solar energy. So no matter what, never feel as if I'm too famous to comment for you or to comment to you or to have a conversation with you. Because either way it goes, I understand how it feels to get ignored by people you look up to. I know how that shit feel. That's exactly why I'm exposing the nigga that you look up to. You feel me? So look, let's get into it. Now, understand, the being that we think is Solluminati also is playing characters. Now, that's also why in this teaching I have the 9th dimension of consciousness, because I want you to understand, when you are able to, so understand, majority of people who think they're conscious or spiritual, they reside at the 3D level. And hence, I didn't put down the 3D level of consciousness because that's where majority of people are anyways. But I put this list right here for the beings who are wanting to become enlightened, who are wanting to become more informed of who they are within themselves. Because, for example, I'm just gonna say I'm in some group chats, right? And the one thing I noticed about these group chats is a lot of people, for example, and I hate to project, myself onto the conversation because I feel like it's narcissistic, but I am, with humility, not trying to be narcissistic at all whatsoever. But I mean, my life does revolve around me and evolve around me as well, because life is literally from my ego. No offense to my ego, but understand, in these group chats, I realized that people's main focus is wanting to be proven right through what they feel as if it's disrespect. People can't have a conversation without thinking it's an argument. I never understood that. It's like, niggas is not trying to argue. Just because someone doesn't approve with your debate or your argument doesn't mean that it's actually an argument. The thing is, when you're wanting to talk about consciousness, you have to be open-minded to a conversation. So I realized that at this level right here, I can't sit here and speak in these group chats because people are going back and forth about shit that don't even matter to me or to themselves as well. So as they're going back and forth, I'm observing the whole entire situation, and then I realize it's like, bro, it's ignorance going back and forth with ignorance, but it's just like, that keeps you ignorant. So why are you going back and forth with ignorance that's keeping you ignorant? That's why I would never argue with a woman or a man, because what does that serve me? If I am being disrespectful and many people are noticing it and I don't notice it, I'm gonna take accountability and say, you know what, I'm gonna fall back and just chill. I noticed that the beings under 18 years old or 20 years old, they feel like they have to be proven right when they know they dead ass wrong intuitively. But niggas is so infatuated by the two-dimensional reality of knowledge that niggas have no knowledge anymore. They get their knowledge from beings like Conscious X. And the thing is too, Conscious X, no offense to you, but their teachings, you're not really teaching shit for real. Think about it. It's 7 minutes and 30 seconds in the video. Your video is 8 minutes and 36 seconds. I could explain how Neo could be Solluminati, but you're explaining it from a aspect of you hiding your face, for one, because what are you scared of? Two, you're getting your information from probably artificial intelligence to the point to where you can't really describe how these beings are transmitting their consciousness into a different avatar. All these people that you look up to are avatars. So the thing is, what I mean is, when you see somebody who is rising into fame or rising into fortune, and the thing is too, I want to be the first being in this realm to actually authentically reach a stature or a status to the point to where it was all organic, it was all authentic, and I want y'all to be the first ones to see it, because I'm not finna bend over and sell my asshole or my booty, or it's the same shit. I ain't finna sell my asshole or my throat. Pause. I'm not going for it, because the thing is too, if y'all understand, if my videos in the future are different and you see like a different being portraying to be me, it ain't me. For example, my favorite saying, contradict what? Y'all already know. If you follow me or subscribe to my channel, welcome to the family, welcome to Divinity. Contradict everything, question everything, including my teaching. I am here to guide you to the water, but never what? If you know the saying, you've been supporting me. You know who I am, because I am that I am. If they get rid of me for talking about real shit, I want y'all to know, these niggas not playing. That's why I don't fear it. That's why you gonna see my face. When it comes to exposing these motherfuckers, besides my past video, I did have my face in some videos. But with these videos, we gotta expose them. I'm talking way too much. Let's get into it.
No, I already made a video exposing one of Spiritual Soul's other characters, and the name of that video is Nature Boy Spiritual Soul. So if you guys haven't seen that video, make sure you guys go check that out. I'll put a link in the description and at the end of the video so you guys can go watch that. I already broke down his other character, which is Nature Boy. He's like a dude that has a cult in the jungle or something. And yeah, I exposed that guy already. But now this video is going to be about his other character, which is the singer Neo, right? And this is clearly Solluminati. Let's be real right now. This dude that you're looking at, he clearly looks exactly like Solluminati.
Now, I understand. Just because somebody looks like Solluminati doesn't mean that they're actually Solluminati. So understand, what I used to be told, I don't get told that no more, but my doppelganger used to be, or is still, Joel and B. So when people are saying that, you have to be able to, once again, contradict everything, question everything.
and it all makes sense because it makes sense that he would have this more mainstream character because Neo was a very popular singer back in the day, and it all makes sense because Spiritual Soul or Solluminati, whatever you want to call him, he has a couple songs where he's singing, and in some of his videos he starts singing. One of his intros in his main YouTube.
That doesn't mean anything. So see what I'm saying? So how you're able to contradict me, I can contradict these these influencers who have a lot of subscribers. Now the thing is too, just because niggas is singing don't mean that they're actually the actor. You feel what I'm saying? So let's say my doppelganger was Michael Jackson, for example. You wouldn't know that I'm Michael Jackson. So for example, on Past the Fifth Dimension, conversations like this will mess up somebody's subconscious mind because niggas are used to seeing the influencer or the actor. But if I was to be Michael Jackson, right, and you would see me as like a lookalike, you'd be like, oh, this nigga look like Michael Jackson. Whole entire time, me and MJ are the same exact character, but I'm transmitting my consciousness. Now the thing is too though, because we all have our own dilemma, we all have our own programming. The programmed being that doesn't know is actually being Neo doesn't mean that it's actually being Neo. Now the thing is too, who is Neo to Neo as the actor or the musician? That's the thing too. So if this nigga was to see this video, so if Solluminati was to see this video, he'd be like, nigga saying I'm Neo? What the fuck? And so now his subscribers or his viewers would be like, yeah, bro, these influencers are fucking stupid talking about you're Neo. Solluminati, you would never be Neo. You're a fucking meat writer. So now the thing is too though, as energetic beings, all we have is our thoughts. You are literally a thought and consciousness. I hope you know that. And I say I hope you know that because in this university of test subjects or inverted mindsets, we gotta understand that for one, a lot of these beings, their consciousness is basically on a thin line of being manufactured into a different hollow avatar or hollow vessel. So for example, and I had this thought in my head too before I made this video. Let's say I have 3 social media accounts. My first account has 1 million. And the thing is too, many people be like, oh, I love Divine Messenger. I subscribe to him. I follow him on all social media platforms. I love his content. Now, the second account has like 20 million. Now you follow that. You don't know that this 20 million account is still me, but somebody may be like, wait a minute, 20 million, 1 million. Y'all look alike, but this can't be Divine Messenger. Nah. So you follow that 20 million account. Whole entire time, that's my account. My third account, it got 100 mil. You like, bro, I love this motherfucker, bro. This nigga he's so real, man. I don't know who this is, but I seen this come up. I seen where he became, all this and that. Whole entire time, that's still me. So that 100 million follower account on social media that you follow, that's actually me, that's still me. So you're following my 1 million account on my other account. And the thing is too, somebody be like, how does that make any sense? Because understand too, on the chessboard, if I am the pawn to the chessboard, that means for one, I am still a puppet to a string theory of quantum consciousness. You understand that? So on a quantum theory of ideologies from higher orders, these higher orders know that I am basically being placed into the forefront for the masses to be entertained by. So you don't know that I have 3 other accounts that have more than 1 million. But now, if you are at the 3D level, you'd be like, oh, I followed a 1 million account. There's no way he could have 100 million followers. Now, if you go above 5D, you'll start asking, wait a minute, hold on, Divine. I'm starting to see a lookalike. Gematria is adding up. Now, you go above the 7th dimension of consciousness and you go into infinite realms. Now, after the 9th dimension, you're looking like, oh, shit, I see the correlation. So when you reach beyond the 7th dimension, the conversations you have with beings who think they're conscious or spiritual, you don't have those conversations anymore because they can't fathom what you already understood. So that's why I can see why he's saying that Neo could be Solluminati, but niggas don't know why Solluminati isn't Neo. But I still feel as if he could be playing the character of Neo, but do I give a fuck? I do not. But I want you to know that I'm showing you because there are beings who are younger than us that look up to these motherfuckers, and they will mold their whole life around their ideology. Because I remember I had somebody in the group chat asking, why does this shit matter? Why does the transhumanism shit matter? Bitch, we got kids who look up to these motherfuckers. Do you understand that? That's the most important. The youth look up to these influencers. That's important. We gotta talk about this stuff. We can't sit there and say, for example, I can't sit here and look at evil get rich off of itself. I have to sit here and say, hey, I'm gonna relay a message. Now, if you get mad, that's on you. But I want you to understand, evil is getting rich off of your ignorance. I neither right nor wrong, by the way.
I know he sings, so he is very known for singing, you know. And like, let's just be real.
Content creators can no longer keep up because we have.
Hey, Conscious X, you better be talking about something, bro, because your video, no offense, but your video starting off like you on the surface. No offense to you, but your mindset for these topics, I just feel like you just be saying shit just to get shock value. I'm on to you.
Be real, just by looking at this bald picture of Neo, you know, coincidentally he's bald now, just like Spiritual Soul. You can clearly.
That doesn't prove anything. That doesn't prove anything. Now, the thing is too, though, Solluminati, for example, Solluminati, because they are characters, so watch Get Out. But Solluminati could be a character. Now, this could be a bald cap of the character playing itself unconsciously. But niggas not understanding that once you get past the 5th dimension to the 9th dimension, there is no thought about talking about this shit because niggas can't fathom how these niggas are able to move their energy into a different avatar.
See that this is Solluminati. You know, they look just alike. It's pretty obvious. And right here they have the same smile, as you guys can see. You know, a lot of the same facial expressions and facial features. So it's clearly one of his other characters. Right here they have the same exact head shape and the same side profile.
Accurate.
So this goes to show that Solluminati is actually an older guy because Neo is like 47. So I guess he would be.
That does it. So, like, Conscious, you do so great that you just say some dumb shit. And the thing is, too, I want y'all to know, I'm using discernment, by the way.
Base character in the situation. And his other characters are Solluminati and Nature Boy. Let me know if you guys know of any other characters, because I'm sure there's more of them. But
now, when he mentioned base character, understand, so we all have a base character. So, for example, I don't mean to keep pausing it, my bad, but I just don't want y'all to be deceived by his consciousness. I really want you to understand how to contradict consciousness for real. That's how you're able to be enlightened. So, for example, I don't even believe how this shit I say. And niggas be like, so why the fuck am I listening to you? Because for one, I'm neither right nor wrong. Like, I know what I'm saying, but I have to contradict what I'm saying because my tongue, my throat chakra, for example, I'm so authentic, my throat chakra only speaks the truth. But subconsciously, what is the truth in a world full of lies? That's why spiritually, consciously, in higher observations, I had to be able to consciously know what I'm saying, be aware of it, and then understand. So I have to think very fast on a spectrum that helps me understand what thoughts I want to be able to move on a highway of different lanes of movement. So like a train station or a train track, for example. In my mind, I'm able to sit there and think about this shit, but then send my other thoughts this way. Really, it's like an instant thought. But then when I see these thoughts align instantly or quickly, I'll get that download on the same path as I'm talking right now, because it's like a instant gratification or like a dopamine rush of me sitting here finding what download to talk to you about. But because I've been doing this shit for so long in my own mind, that my mind knows what I want to align with or what thoughts I want to bring into the forefront, because the higher orders that basically work for me, they couldn't think it too. You are able to actually enslave guardian angels. I hope you know that, by the way, but niggas don't know that shit. But I have not enslaved, but I have dominated my higher orders of angels. So the thoughts that I want to have, they manifest them to me instantly. So it's like I can say what I want without shit happening, because what the fuck gonna happen, nigga? I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but I'm lying to you with what I'm talking about. So who's telling the truth?
All three of these guys are the same characters. And then right here you got Solluminati and Neo. They look so much alike right here. It's very easy to see.
Not really.
You know, I don't really have to say much for this. You guys can clearly see the resemblance.
I would say, though, the nose resembles. Now, the thing is, too, if you want to understand the skull and gait or the face overlay for how he's an inverted woman playing a man, that's why a lot of them. So, for example, I don't wear a hood. So, if I do wear a hood, you can still see my forehead. Now, the thing is, too, my forehead, once again, to my new subscribers, because I know somebody's like, how can he be a woman? He a grown-ass man. That's the thing. You don't understand about transhumanism or just transgenders or non-binaries. Now, no offense to transgenders, by the way, because I do have trans investigators who watch my videos. So the thing is, too, they're able to do face overlays and the gait, which is like your walk, your hands, your mannerisms, your Adam's apple, all of that. So now we understand that a lot of these deceitful beings who are transgender playing as men, literally, they're not biological, but they will play like they're men, and then they will cope with spirituality. Whole entire time they're actually women playing as a man to dominate you into a certain ideology that makes you think you're masculine. Whole entire time you are practicing unconscious femininity. That's why this motherfucker will wear do-rags a lot and shit like that, but niggas ain't never peep that shit, or hoods as well. As you can see, I'll wear a hood, but you can still see my forehead though. It's supposed to look just like this. A flat. Now the thing is too, if my forehead was like out like a woman's forehead, you will know I'm a woman. Now the thing is too, look at my hands. So now the thing is too, I can palm a basketball. So for example, this is a 6. So this is how big my hands are. Now some niggas can't do this shit with a 6-pound weight. You feel me? Hold on, I got something else too. So it's the 8-pound weight. This is how big my hands are. So I can't palm this, but you feel what I'm saying? So therefore, you know my hands are massive off the muscle. But when you understand how the inverse do that shit, for example, in Joanna Man, basically a bunch of men who are like me will be inverted at birth so that they can be a bunch of hoopers in the WNBA. So that's why the NBA is the WNBA. So if you watch the NBA, you are looking up to a bunch of women, but yet you despise how women act. You despise how women act, but yet you watch them act in a play called basketball. And niggas not even hooping for real. But you watch basketball. Not knowing that the beings on the court are being sacrificed to a deity that puts a ball into the hoop. Imagine watching a game, 82 games a year, plus the playoffs and championship. You watch the same exact loop forever because you want to see the next generation of hoopers because you didn't make it as a hooper. You watching niggas in shorts with a jersey on put a ball into a hoop, sacrificing their body to a ball that has no hoop, that never hooped before. We sitting here sacrificing our body for a deity that never hooped before. When I realized that, I said, what the fuck am I hooping for if it ain't for me? Why would I fall in love with an entity that can't even love me or itself?
Difference is that Solluminati's nose is fatter than Neo. But other than that, they have the exact same facial features. And then right here, he's doing some symbolism with his hat. He does that a lot. But yeah, man, this one is very easy to see. You know, especially with this picture right here. Like, this looks so much like So. It's crazy.
You already said that.
They both do that squinting thing with their eyes. And Nature Boy does the same thing.
Accurate.
And as you guys can see right here, of course, he's wearing the number 3 on this jersey. And he has this weird symbolism tatted on him.
That's not weird. You know what that is. So, for example, if I was to throw that shit up, right? That, to me, understands that you're a part of the club. Now, as you can see, I don't have any tattoos. And the thing is, too, I wouldn't even hide any tattoos. Now, if I did have a tattoo, I will let you notice it. I will let you see it. But the thing is, though, when niggas get this shit, they've been initiated. It's just that simple. And niggas don't gotta believe me, but the proof is right in front of your face. Niggas will say, nah, he ain't sell out. What? What? What is that? Niggas don't just throw that shit up for no reason. People don't put that on their body for no reason. Luka Doncic has that shit too. Or Luka has that shit in general too. When people have that, that lets you know that they're actually more enlightened than you think they are. Like he knows the game upon games or gamers.
You know, they always gotta have some weird symbolism. But anyway, Solluminati makes music now, which is kind of another big hint that he is Neo because Neo makes music. And he has a new song called Soul. And there's some really disturbing lyrics in that song, so I'm gonna play that for you guys right now.
When I die, my family better get paid, or I'm gonna hunt your soul one day.
And the thing is too, I actually haven't even listened to this song fully, but he's telling you in his music. Like, I actually heard the clips and all that. I haven't sat down and listened to the whole music video. But in this song, though, from what I've actually heard through the different clips and different segments of what he was saying, he telling you he sold his soul, man. He sold his morals. That nigga sacrificed his brother. And if you don't believe me, go watch part 1 of my video.
So I think he said, when I die, my family better get paid, or I'm gonna hunt your soul one day. So he has some very, very disturbing lyrics in that song. And I don't want to play too much of it, but yeah, it's a very stupid song. I wouldn't listen to it, but just the fact that he said that is kind of weird because he does take a lot of people's souls, you know what I mean? Like, people take him very seriously on what he says. And that whole spiritual shit is a trap. You know,
Facts.
being woke is a trap. I don't consider myself woke or spiritual. I've said this multiple times. He trapped a lot of people into his cult.
Facts.
You know, in a sense, his YouTube channel is like a cult.
Facts.
And it makes sense that his other character would be a cult leader. You know,
Facts.
Nature Boy literally has a cult. So
Facts.
make sure you guys go watch my video about that.
You
I
see
broke
what
it
I'm
down
saying?
more.
So that's how everybody be open-minded. So as he's talking some sense. Now he's talking some sense. Literally. He's on a vibration of making sense. When he was saying that, hold on.
You know, in a sense, his YouTube channel is like a cult.
So when he's saying it's a cult, literally, that's the thing. I don't want y'all to be in my group thinking that you're in a cult. No. Because for one, I'm not teaching you any occultism, but I will guide you to occultism. I don't want a cult at all whatsoever because, for one, I want y'all to understand, I'm not an atheist, I'm not a Satanist, I'm not Luciferian, I'm not a Boule, I'm not Bilderberg, I'm not Community 300, I'm not Skull of Bones, I am not a Satanist, I'm not Christian, I'm not religious in general, I'm not spiritual, I'm not even conscious. I am that I am. Always remember that. I am that I am. And the thing is too, contradict that as well. Because I am would never say I am that I am.
And it makes sense that his other character would be a cult leader. You know, Nature Boy literally has a cult. So make sure you guys go watch my video about that. I broke it down more in that video. I just wanted to make this quick video because it's pretty obvious that his other character, you know, his base character, is Neo, right? And it makes sense because he's always talking about...
HoneyBook
What?
really changed how I do business. I'm a photographer and independent business.
How do you niggas get subscribers by saying the same shit?
talking about, oh, we in the Matrix, I'm a chosen one, I'm Neo, right, from the Matrix. He's literally admitting it, you know. He always says he's Neo, N-E-O, from the Matrix, when this whole time he's Neo, the singer. So it's pretty obvious. You know, a lot of connections there. And another thing I want to get into is Neo, Solluminati, and Nature Boy all have this weird shit going on where they have these very feminine pictures, and all three of them just have disgusting history, and it's very, very disturbing. If you guys watch my first video I made about Spiritual Soul, I showed a video where he was literally looking at another guy's booty while he was laying down, and he put something in his booty. It's very disgusting. You know, and that video is still on YouTube. I'm going to show a clip of my video at the end of this video so you guys can see that. But if you guys want to watch that full clip, go watch my full video because I showed the whole video in there. And then there's also another video of Nature Boy admitting that he did a lot of disgusting acts with other men. So just like Neo, as you guys can see right here, he does a lot of disgusting things as well. So none of them are straight. You know, I mean, they're all the same character, but Spiritual Soul is not straight. You know, he always has a girl around him.
Now the thing is too, when he's saying character, right, there's always a hive mind. So let's put Nicki Minaj, for example. Nicki Minaj would be Cardi B. Nicki Minaj can be a bunch of other beings as well, like Beyonce, whatever the case may be. Now, of course, the accuracy is not there, but that's what I'm saying. Like, that realm of celebrity worship, or just celebrities in general, or even influencers. Because the thing is, so we don't have to go into like the whole celebrity realm, but influencers as well, because these new influencers are basically your celebrities, literally. Now, even as a local celebrity as well, that's exactly why when I get higher and higher, I'm going, like, they're going to have to bring me right back down. I'm going to expose everybody. Niggas are going to have to sit here and say, my nigga, we can't have him on our talk show, our podcast, because he's going to sit here and expose us for who we are. Because I have to. Niggas have been lying for so long. They've been lying before you and I were even born. This deceit has been going on for so long. They've been doing this shit before you and I were born. And that's before 1990s.
Just because a guy has a girl around them does not mean that they do not like men.
Facts.
You know, Nature Boy always has a girl around him as well. But as you guys can see, he is very feminine. Nature Boy has a lot of feminine pictures. You know, this is just one of them, but pretty obvious. But I already broke that down in my first video about this, so you guys can go watch that. Anyways, back to Neo. So, Neo was born October 18th, right? And Solluminati's birthday is October 4th. So their birthdays are only 14 days apart, which makes them both a Libra. So they have the same exact zodiac sign.
That doesn't mean anything, though.
And then in
This means something. Now, let's hold on. Let's go ahead and see what you got to say.
their names match up. So Neo equals 59 in the English order no cipher, and Spiritual Soul equals 159 in the same cipher. You know, it's not the same exact number, but it's both 59s in the same cipher. You know, I don't think that's a coincidence. And then his other character, Nature.
That's not accurate though. That's not accurate because you had the 159. So now the thing is too, if you were able to contradict that and then have it synchronized in 4 different ciphers that matched up, then it will make sense. But that wasn't accurate, so I can't
His
agree.
real name is Eligio Bishop, and Solluminati's real name is Javante Baines. So Javante and Eligio Bishop both have the same exact numbers in the full reduction cipher, 27 and 72. If you flip the 27, you get 72.
Yup. Yeah, that's accurate. That's accurate. Now I agree with that because all you need really is one cipher to add up. So, and that's how I used to be too. Before I had the 4 synchronizations, all you need is just one of those matches to add up. So that 2-7 and the 7-2.
And yeah, make sure you guys go
accurate.
watch this video. This is my original video. I broke everything down more in this video. I exposed Solluminati so much more in this video, so I recommend you guys go check that out. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to drop a like, share, subscribe, and turn on post notifications.
That's
I'm
it?
gonna put a link to this video right now on the screen so you guys can click on it. Just know that it's very... But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm out.
I'm not about to watch that. But okay, cool. So that lets you know that he also, and the thing is too, I was supposed to put a screenshot of a face overlay of him and Nature Boy, but I'm just gonna have it on the screen. It's 31 minutes. Okay. All right. Now let's get into my teaching though, because he didn't really teach us anything, which is crazy. But he has more subscribers than me. Cool. Conscious X, you could be a part of them too. But anyways, all right, we got spiritual. Oh yeah, I got you. So now, I know somebody's like, okay, how do you get that? And I understand, I got you. So here's what I do. I'm gonna guide you literally step by step, slowly. So I get on the computer. Let's say we're talking about spiritual soul, right? Now, I type in Gematria calculator. I want you to understand this, step by step. Gematria calculator. You will literally see this and this. We had to go to this first. Now, let's say spiritual soul. Now, the thing is too, what I'm doing is on this, right? I do an intuitive feeling. So the thing is, I'm not going to ask any intelligence what I want to know. If I want to do a video on Solluminati, I'm going to put spiritual soul, this and that, because I want Gematria to tell me what it spiritually thinks the being did in all connections. So you don't have to put spiritual soul, you don't got to put Solluminati, you can put whatever you want, but you have to make sure that what you are finding aligns with common sense. Because niggas will sit here and use Gematria and then they'll just find something and then they will never be able to articulate what they chose. That's exactly why when I chose spiritual soul, I'm here to be a star puppet show, soulless clone. I choose things that my intuition is guiding me into on a soulful aspect for my ego to not be able to fathom. Spiritual soul, YouTube channel. Just for example, right? This is what I put. Just intuitively right now, YouTube channel. So what you're going to see is you're going to see this. What you want to look for is simple gematria equals 325, because we will go to the other calculator to put in this word right here. We don't, now the thing is so when you go down, you don't use Jewish gematria because the other calculator will not be able to pick this up because it has different codes right here. We don't use that. We need codes like this. So understand, if you're just now learning gematria, you want to focus on English and simple gematria. I'm going to say that 2 more times. You want to focus on English and simple gematria. English and simple gematria, because for one, you don't have to worry about the English, but the simple is what I look at. I look at the 325. That's how I'm able to find out the match. Now we will get to the other calculator, but so we put spiritual soul YouTube channel. Okay, so for example, the things that intuitively will make sense to me. Start thinking like a millionaire. Okay, you have all the tools you need. This is bigger than anyone can imagine. Let's see here. Never get bio implant God's children. And the thing is too, I just intuitively put this in. Gematria is telling us what this nigga is. It doesn't matter what we put in. Do you understand what that means? Someone's like, what does that mean to you? What this means to me is never get a biological implant, the divine's children or divinity's childlike nature. Basically saying to Solluminati's guardians, don't get a biological implant that will invert his ego. So I will put this down if I was to have my own Gematria calculator for my teaching. Literally. Now, intimidation tactics, David, really. Now, the thing is too, David doesn't have to be put into a context where we can remove David. Intimidation tactics, really. Meaning that beings like Solluminati, they will use this instance of spirituality or followers to put fear into you because you look at him to a higher degree. Whole entire time, he's bought his degree that you look up to. Father Inky, daughter Lucifer incest. Vatican audience hall looks like a snake. How to get out the matrix. 2-year contract to break heart. The most lied about person alive. Now the thing is too, who lied about this person besides my intuition that was also contradicting his lies? Now the thing is too, Gematria is a contradiction. So when you read it, it's way more like Gematria. To me, I treat Gematria like women. So all my women out there, I love y'all so much. Y'all look so good. And the thing is too, I don't believe in 50-50. I ain't gonna lie, women deserve to be spoiled. That's just me though, because niggas we got profit. We got infinite money over here, so we ain't tripping. But as far as the intelligence, the mindset, her thoughts gonna flow right next to my dominance. That's how I treat women. Women are meant to be dominated in their own submission, and they approve of it because they want to be led by a being guided by a higher being. It's just that simple. That's how I picture it. So to all my women out there, just know I love y'all. Y'all look so good, beautiful, marvelous. Just saying. So thank y'all to the women who watch my videos. I appreciate y'all. And the thing is too, I only had like one woman hate on me, but the rest of the women, y'all admire from afar. Now the niggas be hating. Niggas be on some weird shit. I don't understand that. But to the women, y'all keep it smooth. I don't understand. It's just weird, but yeah. I know everything about you. I would put that in a Gematria calculator because I know everything about this nigga. Because the thing is too, I was trafficked into the same exact bloodline. So for example, when I say that, I had a story to him about that shit, but I was trafficked into these realms that these beings are famous in. So I know what fame looks like. Nigga, I've been famous my whole life. Duh. Nigga, I look like this my whole entire life. So I know these niggas, like these are my family members. Literally. So when I seen that first door, nigga, I turned around and exposed them. Like, I know all famous celebrities because they're not actually famous. They are lying to you. These niggas are buying artificial intelligence to make themselves seem famous the whole entire time. Bitch, they don't have any money. They're poor. All right, my bad. All right, now this will be for me. I know your every thought, literally. Don't come around me. If you are around me, I will hear your thoughts out loud, by the way. Never shall there be any more pain. Facts. Did dinosaurs turn into human? Dinosaurs never existed because we are the dinosaurs. That's how old our consciousness is. Dinosaurs are basically unconscious consciousness of your mockery. Pyramids are used to manipulate. Literally. Go to Egypt. Go to Mesopotamia, go to South Africa, go to the Middle East, go to whatever these pyramids are. These motherfuckers have placed statues or structures to literally keep your subconscious mind under their dominance. Literally. And the thing is too, I'll go to different pages, and then the thing is, I'll keep on, this is how I do it. But the thing is though, I've been doing this shit for like, I would say less than 7 months. So it may take me more than 20 pages to find a download. But the thing is though, when I'm able to, so how I just broke those downloads down for you, that's what I do for every message. Because I don't just put anything. I only put things in my spirit is like, that's it. Because the thing is too, I had to project what I would be if I was famous like these motherfuckers. That's why I know who these people are. Because spiritually, their database is also my projection. Now, that was the first calculator. The second calculator is what we use to put the name into the database. So, what I put spiritual soul, whatever, right? So, for example, I'm just gonna put spiritual soul. So let's put what we have right here, spiritual soul. Okay, so this is what you're gonna have at first. So you remove the ads and all that. Now, this is what you're gonna have. You go to ciphers. Now, none of these shits matter. If they would have alignment, they would matter. Some of them do, but I don't go too deep into those alignments, right? Because I just want to keep it simple. That's just too much. I remove 1, 2, 3. You keep the ordinal. Okay, so at first, they will have these 4, but you unclick them. Now, Sumerian, you had to go to Sumerian because realistically, us back then, we were teaching ourselves the exact same thing. Capitals mixed, capitals added, update. Now, we got this, we got the 4 ciphers, right? 159, 954, 318, 159. What do we have here? You feel me? Put that down. Now we got 954, 318, 159. I'm here to be a star. Let's go ahead and put that real quick. I'm here to be a star. Because remember, he said, you need to learn Gematria, right? Say less. Boom. I'm here to be a star. Now you're like, wait a minute. It's making sense. I know it is. Because the thing is, I used to only do 1 cipher. Now we got 4. Can't nobody say I'm lying now, bitch. Men lie, women lie, but numbers don't. So now, spiritual soul, I'm here to be a star. Now we have 159, 954, 318, 159, and 4 ciphers. Let's get into the teaching. You should be able to get this now, right? Basically, if you're not conscious of your awareness, you cannot do Gematria. Now, I'm here to be a star. And I understand as well, as far as his career or her career and all that, her being a star, being famous is a puppet show. I hope you know that. And it's a puppet show because, from one, it's a soulless clone. And it does not have awareness of what it wants to be outside of social media. That's exactly why beings will say, like, you don't really come outside, this and that. Now, the being will be outside, but what is outside to a being that's not really outside for real, but hiding in the house? Now, because of that, it's a program clone. Because it's programmed, you gotta understand too, what is nature? Niggas will say, that's when you go outside. That's your perspective on nature. But nature is so vast on an infinite manner that you cannot limit its potential. So by saying, oh, I'm going outside, that's nature. Understand too, with Nature Boy or whatever the fuck this nigga name is, nature or soul, being out of nature, these deities are basically going outside their mind to make you reside in their occultism through the 2-dimensional screen. Because if they can show you that, oh, I'm out of nature, I'm tapped in with the trees, the grass, the leaves and all that, the wind's blowing, the sun shining on my skin, so because I'm out of nature, you trust me. That's exactly why these programmed soulless clones are putting on a puppet show to be a star for social media, because they want you to follow their belief system of what they actually don't know. But they've been programmed to believe that they know what they think they know. Clowns in America. I'm gonna leave it at that. These niggas are a bunch of clowns. If you sacrifice your family member to be famous, you are a clown to me. What's his face like? That's exactly why I had to show you that Neo and Solominati, because you never seen this nigga. I hope you know that. You never seen Solluminati before. So if you watch his new video, if he ever makes one, you gotta look at him and question who's behind that mask, who's behind that avatar. And thing is, so you probably be like, are you an avatar? Now, of course, I have an avatar, yes, but clear as day. I don't have to hide my neck from none of y'all. You feel me? Like, I can't take it off if I tried. So nobody's wearing my skin. And if they tried, you would know. You would know. If I start acting different, I start doing different mannerisms, if I can't contradict my thoughts, they got me. hermaphrodites. This is a being born with male genitalia and female genitalia. I'm gonna let that reside with you. Energy matrix. Now the thing is too, this whole Masonic tricks, or this realm of secret societies that perform tricks upon tricksters like us, these beings are able to manifest and place false leaders into your perspective, because many beings are lost trying to find their way. But because you're stuck in your ways, they will place these deities to manipulate you in your ways, so that during the days of your weekend, you will constantly reverse your psychology to their occultism that you watch, because you're giving them your energy through their Masonic tricks. Literally. Years of incest. That video, him putting his nuts on his cousin's head, pulling his underwear down. Years of incest. And niggas will say, oh yeah, I had a player on my AAU team say, are you and Solluminati beefing? Now, of course, I forgive him because he's still in high school, but it's never any beef. But I just don't rock with people who sacrifice their own blood to be famous. There's never any beef because there's no compatibility with our consciousness. Solluminati, he's older than me, but he can't teach you Gematria. Where's the equilibrium at? There is no equal ground. Now, of course, physically we are equal, but consciously, there's no comparison. No offense to this nigga, but stop. You're not spiritual for real. Imagine a spiritual being calling themselves spiritual. Imagine a divine messenger calling themselves divine. That's why I would never say I'm divine messenger. I'm a character playing divine messenger. Therefore, my purpose, my actions literally relate to my character's title or unconscious entitlement. Divine messenger, crown consciousness 777. Literally. Forehead serpent. And the thing is too, I put that because, of course, with how wicked serpent beings are, they use their forehead. They cover the forehead. So therefore, somebody can say the forehead doesn't determine if the being is inverted as a woman or a man, etc. You are correct. That's why you have to understand the hands, the feet, the skull and gate, which is their walk, the throat chakra, the Adam's apple, determine the, what else? The jawline, determine the nose, determine the way they walk, their posture, their voice, their eyes as well. Like there's many different factors that play into even their hair. If they have a receding hairline, peep, like that's them taking testosterone or estrogen pills. Vatican secrets. The thing is, too, the Vatican gets so deep that people think that the Pope is actually sick. Whole entire time, the Pope is a character. So the Pope can play many other popes as well, and niggas will think that the Pope actually died. Whole entire time, the nigga's still here. Heart, mind, soul. I made this video with my heart, mind, and my soul. That's all I have for you. And the thing is, too, somebody can sit here and say, I don't believe what you're saying. I don't fuck with this video. That's fine. All I know is, though, I put my all into this shit. It's 1:02, so you're probably asleep right now. You're not putting in the work. I don't mind losing sleep to show you that these niggas are deceitful. I don't mind. Forever cursed. And the thing is, too, niggas are forever cursed by their greed or their abundance, because niggas want so much money that they have sacrificed the illusion of their brother's entitlement that they wanted to be an illusionist for scriptology. Because they are placing illusions upon their script that makes you think that these niggas aren't selling their soul. Now, the thing is, too, if I made a video like this, did I sell my soul? I would answer the question for you. I want you to know that. He cannot answer the question throughout this whole entire video. I could show you this whole entire video, and you'd be like, you're right. He didn't answer it one time. I know. That's why I did the shadow work for you behind closed doors. I watched this video again. I said, this nigga he didn't answer the question. All he did was project fear onto the other being that asked him, are you a sellout? And he never answered the question. That lets you know you're a sellout. If somebody asked me, Divine Messenger, did you sell out? I could make a whole hour video on why I never sold out. But I did spiritually to come down here. This video right here. Nigga exposed his whole entire script. If you haven't seen that, go watch that too. You need to learn Gematria and things too. Shout out to Call Me Kinfolk. Call Me Call Me Kinfolk basically exposed how he sacrificed his brother by using Gematria. And then this video right here was Solluminati. Basically 1 million views 2 years ago. In 20 minutes explaining to you how the sacrifice happened, and niggas still can't see through what he did. Niggas say, I don't know how it happened. I don't know how she did it. Whole entire time, his brother's girl was the industry plant that was placed into position to sacrifice this nigga's brother so that he can get more subscribers, more followers for his channels. Come on, bro. Like, Solluminati, you not slick, bro. And if you make a video on this shit, you fell into my trap. Don't do it to yourself.
Weeks and it was just so dark.
I don't want to hear that shit. Shut the fuck up. Time to wake up. Time to wake the fuck up. All these beings that you follow on social media, these niggas are not what you think they are. They are literally biological weapons. When I say that, I mean that there are a bunch of beings who are literally transgender to the point to where basically all of them are transgender. When I say that, I don't mean any offense to them. What I'm saying is you have a bunch of men who are mocking women, by the way. They're mocking a bunch of women, by the way. They think as if they are better than you in their masculinity. Whole entire time, their masculinity is hiding behind their femininity nature or their feminine nature. They think that they are better women than a biological woman. That's why these women are put into place to be like me so that they can control you. That's why as a biological male, I had to show you who the fuck I am. That's why I'm thankful to have 3 trans investigators do the inner work for me as well when I make these videos. Literally, protected by God. What God are we talking about, though? This shit gets so deep, God is not in the picture anymore because my spirit would never call itself Bilderberg Group. At this point, transform it. At this point, if part 2 didn't awaken you from part 1, I don't know what will. Because after part 2, I'm done. With this whole subconscious being, I'm done. Like, it is what it is. But Bilderberg Group, secret society, or a society with secrets, transform it. Now, look at the posture. Understand too? Look at one thing too with sagging. Understand too, sagging was not also implemented from jail mentalities, but it was a thing to let your oppressor know that you are easily fuckable in the ass. I hope you know that. That's why I don't sag anymore. I used to when I was younger, but once I understood the symbolism, I said, oh no. No. So therefore, my pants aren't like on some Steve Urkel shit, but it's going to be to the point where I ain't sagging. But this nigga, you can see the draws. So she's letting you know, and with this car as well, she can be fucked with. You can fuck her and then she'll do it for money as a man. And this is the gait, by the way, or the posture. So one of my trans investigators put this right here. And the thing is, too, I had to sit here and do my own research for that. Now, I put this right here, the lands outside of our known lands. So as we can see, we got Atlantic Ocean, Pacific, Indian, Australia, Asia, Africa, Europe, North America, all of that, right? Now, these are the ice walls that protect us. And then everything, now the thing is, too, we are basically like on the moon right now. That's literally what these pictures are. So when you see these terrestrial lands of existences, we are outside of the moon's perception. It's literally what the moon looks like. We're standing on the moon right now and we're looking down at the simulation. I hope you know that, by the way. We understand that these ice walls that are guarding our consciousness, that's exactly why I call it a toy box, because the higher orders are placing subconscious propaganda in these realms. When you leave these lands, now you are able to understand why the Avengers got their enlightenment from these lands right here, and so on and so forth. All these different lands outside of these different firmaments and domes that we exist in, there's more consciousness to be explored in, and we will never see it. If we were able to see these lands, you would know that the lands here would never make any sense. All right. So I already had a screenshot on a previous video like weeks ago, but these people, now, so somebody can say, how is Solluminati a woman that became a man? One of the Kabbalah secrets revealed, these people are transferred into utero. By the 8th week of pregnancy, the genitalia have not been formed yet. So they inject the opposite hormone. A blood test will reveal if there is testosterone present in the mother's blood into the womb. The result is that the external part of the body is formed according to the hormone being injected. So a boy will be born with the skeleton of a woman with a penis. But he will have to take external testosterone for the rest of his life. How do you, what, actually not even how, why do you think Solluminati went bald? Remember, in this video, when he mentioned testosterone pills, all in that, why are you wearing a do-rag? Why are you projecting what he takes when you take it too? You see, I don't take it because I still got my hairline. I don't got to wear a do-rag. Anyways, conversely, if estrogen is injected, the boy will be born with a vagina but will not be able to have kids. That's how sick this shit gets. Your favorite, so if you are mesmerized by a woman in the industry, in YouTube, so on and so forth, you are having a crush on men or boys who are playing as women. I hope you know that. The documentary or the movie They Live was showing you these people live to the point to where you may think as if they're their actual gender. Whole entire time, these ooish motherfuckers been telling you what they've been doing before you were even born. Since they cannot pass through the narrow cavity in the pelvis, old school transformers would just chop the testes of a boy or give the mother testosterone from animals in order to change the girl. That is their secret. It happens in nature by accident. And then you can Google Free Martin, but understand too, Free Martin is not an actual concept. Now, Zakar, male, so I would be considered a Zakar. But when I first seen my skull and gate or my face overlay, I thought I was androgynous. Now, I still think as well, me being open-minded, I feel like on a physical aspect, or I say mentally, I am androgynous because I think on a divine masculine and feminine. That's exactly why I don't mind kicking it with women, but that doesn't make me gay, you feel what I'm saying? Because it's like, women know why they kick it with me or why they fuck with me. And the thing is too, besides the sexual aspect, mentally, I can make them wet just by talking to them because I'm understanding who they are outside of their subconscious acceptance. I can see the woman for what she is. Doesn't matter what age she is. But I say that on a older aspect because even older women, I can still make them feel young. And I'm a young nigga saying that shit. That's exactly why the older women who are basically mothers and shit, it'd be too easy. Even the people or the women who don't have kids, it's still easy because I know who you are, sweetheart. I know how it feels as a woman, and think it's still not even a woman, but I know as a male, I done heard so many stories from women about how they've been treated, and then just by me being conscious, I understand how the male aspect is programmed just by the past or the traumatic experiences from the past. Once I understood that not everybody's a female anymore or a male. So it's basically less than 1% of people who are actually born male and female. Majority of people are either androgynous, a tum-tum, lacking sexual characteristics, a alienate, hama, identified female at birth but later naturally developing male characteristics. So Solluminati would basically be number 5. Alienate Adam, identified female at birth but later developing male characteristics through human intervention. Could be number 6, by the way. So it could be these two options right here. The next one, Saris Hama, identified male at birth but later naturally developing female characteristics. All the women that you like, you crush on as a man, I hope you know the woman that you look up to or inspired by, like SZA, Beyonce, Rihanna, this is them, number 7. Saris Adam, identified male at birth and later developing female characteristics through human intervention. So that's 7 and 8 for all your, yeah. But this is what the 8 genders of the Talmud projected. How did they know that? Because to me, all I know is there's male and female. But now they have 8 genders. How? I put this because everything I taught you is literally a numerical expansion of ignorance. That's literally the matrix, the Masonic tricks. They formed or they built a physical reality to the point to where we can't even question what timeline we're in. That's why I don't believe in timelines. Every time somebody talks, every time I drive, every time I talk, every time I think, every time I see things or see people's programming, all I see is a quantum overlap of infinite numbers or numerical values. For astrological alignments that co-sign with celestial deities, placing ignorance into our own infinite expansion for the physical reality we think we're living in. This shit get deep. Watch Dogs, the video game, told you about this shit too. My favorite character, inspiration, Morpheus. The Matrix is a system. The Masonic tricks is a system. Neo, literally your subconscious mind. Christ consciousness, that system is our enemy. This whole realm is your enemy. So why have fun in it? Of course, have fun to a certain extent, but do not forget the mission. The more fun you have, the more you forget. The more fun you have, the more you forget. We are not here to have fun. You are here to have fun for a temporary period of time. I am not going to sit here and say you got to work every single day. Fuck no. But what I do understand is, do not get complacent in your time of having fun. You have to put in the work so that you realize what you're living in. But when you are inside, you look around, what do you see? Businessmen, teachers, lawyers, carpenters, influencers, celebrities, politicians, teachers, parents, etc. The very mouths of the people we are trying to save. And the thing is too, once you go to the 9th dimension, there is no saving these motherfuckers. Save yourself. But until we do, these people are still a part of that system, and that makes them our enemy. That's how deep this message got. When people realize that they are stuck in a system, not knowing that they are a part of the system, they will unconsciously go back to the system's comfort. When you understand that, you cannot be cool with your family, your friends, your teachers, your coaches, your co-workers, your relationships. You are basically going to have to be on your own to find somebody who's at the exact same vibration that you reside at. You have to understand, most of these people are not ready to be unplugged. Facts. And many of them are so inured, so hopelessly dependent on the system that they will fight to protect it. When they do that shit, you cannot fear them. Get the fuck out of here. All right. Physical traits, difficult to hide completely. That was one, okay. So forehead and skull shape. Now this is the part to where I understood the open-minded perspective of how you're able to tell outside of the forehead and the skull. Biological males should always have a more sharp, pronounced brow ridge and a larger forehead. Majority of trans people cover this deception with do-rags, hats, or bangs, and many other hairstyles that will hide their deceit. Jawline and chin. Men have a more angular jaw and a prominent chin, and women have softer, rounded jawlines. Literally. Adam's apple. While majority undergo surgery to reduce this feature, this is a major sign in biological males. Turtlenecks, chokers, jackets, hoodies, or beards can be used to conceal it so you accept what they don't tell you. As you can see, that's how you're able to tell. So the thing is too, majority of your influencers won't do this shit. They won't do that shit because they don't have an Adam's apple, literally. And the thing is too, they can't talk to you on a deeper aspect of like putting your throat chakra into a deeper way of speaking because they don't know how to speak for themselves because they don't have a masculine bone in their body. So of course they'll talk softer, literally. Hands and finger ratio. Males have longer ring fingers compared to their index finger. Females have more evenly proportioned fingers. So of course, my finger right here is longer than this finger right here. You can't tell through the camera, but This is like, my ring finger is an inch taller than my index finger. Feet and shoe size. Women's feet are usually smaller, while trans personas, male to female, have noticeably larger feet compared to biological women. Now, I think it's too, I wear a size 15, size 14 shoe. Therefore, that's just me being tall as fuck. That's just how it is, just plain and simple. But when it's inverted or reversed, a woman who, or let's say a man who's tall like me, turn into a woman. That's how you're able to tell by their feet. And some tall women as well. Gait and hip ratio. Men walk with a straighter gait due to the hip structure and more stern, while women have a natural sway due to their pelvic anatomy causing their submission to walk freely. So if you're able to watch Solluminati walk and all that, you'll be able to see his hip movement, his structure, his posture. That's how you're able to know if he's actually a woman consciously trying to walk like a man. Testosterone and facial hair. Females to males majority of the time take testosterone pills to grow beards, but will struggle to get a full thick beard with a lot of hair naturally. And I think it's too, we don't gotta use that chichilla pet or that black spray and shit like that, because niggas can't do that. So therefore, we got this shit natural. And thinking, so I could cut this all right now, it'll still grow back. I don't gotta sit here and take any kind of pills, none of that shit, because why? I'm a natural born male. Males to females will get laser hair removal, but it still has shadowing that's noticeable. Collarbones and shoulder width. Males have broader shoulders and more prominent collarbones, while women have a delicate shoulder slope. Voice depth and resonance. Even with hormone treatments, male to females usually have a deeper voice with a slightly unnatural pitch. Female to male has a slightly light voice that is unnatural. They try to make it deep. So if Spiritual Soul tried to make his voice deep, he couldn't even do it. And thing is too, with DDG. So DDG is also, so when him and DDG were beefing, those were like two inverts going back and forth. So there was like two women going back and forth for no reason. Behavioral and symbolic indicators. So overcompensating in spirituality. Majority of trans people, especially Kazuntai. Majority of trans people, especially female to male, will try to appear super spiritual or enlightened to shift focus away from biological sex. Do-rags, bandanas, hairstyles, and headgear used for hiding their forehead shape, hairline, and even a receding hairline from testosterone use. As you can see, we good. You don't gotta worry about me over here. But your favorite influencer, you gotta worry about them. I don't mind showing you who I am. I don't give a fuck. But them, they give a fuck. Exaggerated gender mannerisms. Female to male will try to act overly masculine, deep voice, entertaining, loud, narcissistic, comedic, confident, creative, barely eye contact, don't have thoughts of their own, excessive use of bro, forced aggression. While male to female may exaggerate femininity, being gentle, kind, loving, relatable, articulate, being calm so you can see yourself, trusting their illusion through looks. Avoiding having direct discussion of their childhood. And thing is too, a lot of male to females that you follow on social media who think they're spiritual, those are a bunch of me's playing women. I hope you know that. If you go and look at your followers on social media, on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, you will notice that if you can do a face overlay with the skull outline, you will notice that a bunch of women who think they're spiritual or conscious are a bunch of men playing women. I can't make this stuff up. It's nasty out here. Avoiding having direct discussion of their childhood. Many will be vague, never talk about this phase, or they get defensive about their early life to avoid revealing biological inconsistencies that can ruin their whole pyramid scheme if you find out what their motives are. Name changes in androgynous fashion. Most deliberately pick names that could work for either gender. Alex, Sam, Jordan, Solluminati, Javante. And I think it's too, a woman can also be named Javante as well. Symbolism in tattoos or jewelry. Some of them use specific tattoos or sigils representing their unconscious transformation, duality, or alchemical change into being trafficked at birth. When you seen Solluminati with that tattoo right there. Hidden linguistic cues. Speech patterns reveal their biological sex even after their constant training. They use tonal differences for how men and women structure their sentences, and if you are intuitive, then they will talk above your comprehension. Literally, A lot of these traits can be and are altered, but their biological structure is extremely hard for them to fully get rid of without extreme surgery. So the thing is too, if you still can't fathom how he's a biological woman being a male, the surgery they went through is extremely hard to actually fathom. So you have to be so in tune with yourself that you have to go above the 7th dimension to actually see them for what they are. Like, your mind has to transcend transcendence to see these niggas for who they are. Those who understand these signs can often see through the illusion despite current advancements in hidden transition techniques. Some explain tragedies, but they can be explained. A mysterious or untimely death of a close family member, especially a brother or sister, mother and father, that coincidences with their rise and being famous. The one thing famous people say when they know they are famous is, "I'm not famous," because they don't want that lie attached to them, but they believe in it and do anything unknowingly for followers and subscribers. I'm giving you free game. Lack of genuine grief and doing it for the internet. They will talk about their loss and it will be in a scripted manner, emotionless while showing emotions of hurt, or they will cry in a performative way, knowing that the illusion of death should hurt an illusionary itself. The ritual sacrifice, esoteric and symbolic hints. Color symbolism. They will be seen wearing red, white, or black excessively post-tragedy and majority of the time after the incident to still mourn the sacrifice that was committed by their signature. Blood sacrifice and occult initiation colors. Rest in peace, brother. Sun obsession with butterflies, mirrors, bringing others down, or doing duality symbols. These will always hint at MK Ultra or a transformation agenda. New tattoos, hand gestures, mannerisms, out of worship, new look, includes Egyptian, Christian, Satanic, Luciferian symbols, Eye of Horus, Ankh, Saturn rings, and Baphomet horns. Uprising in followers and still maintaining YouTube growth. They will continually have a rapid career boost right after their loss and before, because the higher orders know what actor wants to fulfill their mission. Sudden brand deals will appear, interviews, viral content, consistently getting tons of views, over 100,000, and better opportunities. The YouTube Jesuit algorithm will keep favoring them unnaturally, making it seem like nothing or no one is pushing them, hiding behind spirituality and forcing it upon you like the illusionary mask they wear. I was in my bag with this shit, boy. Hoo-wee! Alright, let's get into it. Suddenly become tapped into deeply spiritual awakenings, post-tragedy, pushing basic spiritual knowledge concepts as a shield for their guilt that they still can't cope with. Faking enlightenment as if they started talking consciously in 2020 and before. Constantly posting about peace, wisdom, recent topics, chosen ones getting ready, being warned, but their energy feels forced and hollow. Overcompensating with masculinity, female to female specifically. Become more aggressive in their words and videos, but they will tone it down throughout the video for balance. Acting dominant, they will always portray arrogance, trying to overprove their manhood, post-sacrifice, and it takes years to grieve over your sibling being sacrificed if you didn't know the beings would sacrifice them for all that you selfishly wanted in life. They begin to dress darker or more edgier that becomes uncomfortable when you are able to see the lies instantly. They will hide themselves, covering up their body dysphoria through guilt. They instantly start distancing from old friends and family, cutting off people who knew them before their rise to fame, especially those who could expose them at any given time, like today's video. Rarely mention their sacrificed family member over time, acting like they never existed. The one thing that cloud chasers do when... I forgot that thought. But this is what cloud chasers do whenever they understand that... When they understand occultism beyond the spiritual aspect of occultism, they will know that the average being does not know that they have sacrificed their brother through Gematria. So because of that, they were able to understand that, for one, death is not a real concept. So that's why I say it's one or two things in part one. Either Solluminati, you sacrificed your brother, or you lied about the video. You either sacrificed your brother or you lied about the video. It's only two options. Which one is it? Industry connections and occult references. Associated with high-level influencers who also have mysterious losses under their belt before rising into fame. So when Rashad Jamal mentioned him before, and then Solluminati also has a bunch of other celebrities who also mention him as well. These beings all work for the same exact pyramid scheme. They are not your favorite influencers. They are a bunch of avatars portraying an image that you can't see through. Subtle references to alchemy, duality, or resurrection in their content. You need to look into biomechanics, energy flow, and skeletal structure, which will reveal a deeper contradiction on biological sex. Hip to shoulder ratio and center of gravity. Natural biological men naturally have wider shoulders than hips with a center of gravity higher in the chest. Our stance is typically more rigid and linear with the feet pointing forward or slightly outward. Natural biological women, wider hips and shoulders, creating a natural to different balance point. Women stand with a slight pelvic tilt, knees closer together, and weight distributed through the hips. The root gateway energy, survival grounding, flows differently based on the pelvis width, and feminine energy signature reflects a more inward stance, while masculine energy projects outward with a stronger base. The Q angle and knee position. Now, the Q angle is a quadriceps angle. It's greater in biological females, causing the knees to tilt inward slightly. Now, if you go on his page, you'll be able to see his knee position. So, for example, because y'all gonna get into this shit now, boy. So you see, he's tilting his knees right there, letting you know. And the thing is, is the gate. His stance should be like this, but he's showing you deceit by the posture that he's holding on to. On top of that, you can just tell. It's just obvious. Now, if you can't see it, you're just not awake yet. No offense to you, by the way. Males have a straighter leg alignment, resulting in a wider, more stable base. His base was not stable in that picture. Let me know if I'm wrong, by the way. His base was not stable. If the stance shows knees slightly knocking inward or an unnatural width, it could indicate a biological female compensating for hip structure. This ties to the duality of the divine masculine and feminine. Masculine energy plants itself firmly, while feminine energy naturally flows inward. If someone forces an outward stance, it will feel energetically off. Foot position and gait analysis. Biological men walk with their weight on their heels and take forceful, longer strides. Women have a naturally low center of gravity, leading to a more fluid, rolling step that is light on the stride. If a person's stance or gait feels trained or artificial, it means they have learned masculine posture rather than having it naturally. They have learned masculine posture without learning it naturally. They have learned masculine posture without actually training for it naturally. You're not natural. They not like us, literally. The gait represents how a person moves through life energetically. A forced masculine stance will indicate someone fighting their natural yin energy. Hand placement and arm length. Males have longer arm to body ratios with arms naturally resting wider apart. Females' arms closer to the body with a more relaxed posture. I don't have to keep going to that picture anymore. At this point, I gave you the information. And niggas will say, where you get it from? Your same exact source. If someone keeps forcing their hands into a stiff or unnatural position, it is an overcorrection of posture. If the stance doesn't fully align with masculine energy principles, the energy will expose its energetic imprint of a different biological origin. Natural biological masculinity doesn't have to be forced. It's structurally, energetically, and subconsciously ingrained. If someone has to learn or exaggerate it, that's occult symbolism for they weren't born with that frequency. They had and still do harvest that energy. Alright. Transgenderism and the Baphomet. Now, motherfuckers will sit here and say this is the woman, this and that. If you believe that this is evil or good or it's a woman, you are literally idol worshiping an inverted mindset. I'm in a group chat to where motherfuckers literally said this is a woman. Like, beings glorified this as a woman. It comes from the mother or the source. When I heard that shit, my fault for that pose, because I was just sitting there thinking like, nigga. What? Like, people be so conscious, they're stupid. No offense. But when you see this shit, it's not good or evil, but understand, this is basically what God would portray. And God will never portray this depiction. So when you say you believe in God, you believe in this humanistic ideology. The Freemasons and Jesuits worship a physical depiction of Satan, known as a transgender human or transhuman Baphomet deity or demon. Demons do not exist, by the way. Having both male, so androgynous, having both penis and breast genitalia, while being part satanic goat. Woman, so if you believe that this is a woman, so basically you are the sacrifice, being inverted as a boy from birth, transitioning to a woman through your breast, through puberty. This is why they are the true accredited founders of transgenderism, LGBTQ, and transhumanism, GMO human hybrids merged with AI, another species, nanotechnology, and or robotics. For example, a common illumination initiation ritual in honor of the Baphomet deity is to sacrifice a firstborn child or raise them transgender of their biological sex. The transgender transhuman agenda is designed to confuse and blur the two genders of society, feminizing men and masculizing women, encouraging bisexuality, homosexuality, and pedophilia. So when you understand why pedophilia is so prominent, it's because it's fucking practiced behind closed doors. This is basically all religions, spirituality and consciousness included, and Satanism, atheism, etc. Thus preventing people from ever being able to connect with our true creator, almighty source, ultimately pushing humanity closer to a Luciferian, transhumanist, one world government controlled by an AI singularity calling itself God. What God do you worship? Oh, I am God. You don't gotta tell me. God would never say I'm God. You don't know God. You don't. If you ever even said, for example, I hate even saying the word God. Why? It's satanic. And I don't even believe in Satan, nigga. All right, more screenshots just for more information. Divine life, a corrupt mind and jug life, their malice and love. Human life, a spiritual parasite. Animal life, existence, growth, feeling. Plant life, no life. So this is where we are right here. You take a screenshot of that. Metatron's cube or Enoch, Hebrew, Egyptian. And then the masculine and feminine coming to their senses together, or the Merkaba, as they're aligned in unison. You are able to transcend your vehicle and travel to a different space and time continuum that is infinite outside of your own perception. Male energy, female energy. So our vibrations right here. To know the stars is to understand the soul. Facts. And the thing is too, there are no goddamn stars. And then you got these different structures right here. So outside the gateways, so the roots of the truth reach both the soil and the stars. Soil, stars. All these different vortexes, or I would say gateways. And then ancient Kemetic Egyptian concept of the human soul right here. Got Morpheus. Now, of course, we got the higher orders too. Understand, mentally, all my information comes from this resentment right here. I physically exist down here. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is too, I had access to get into these gateways, even to climb the higher orders. I wasn't going for it. So I went back to reality. That's why I'm able to show you this shit, because majority of people that you know, you follow on social media, you talk to on the phone, you text, people you go to school with, they are basically the goyim, the breeders, the zombies, debtors, clones, robotoids, sheep, cattle, maskers, NPCs, human livestock, peasants, the Masonic tricks. Now, of course, me being born into this enlightenment, off the muscle, I was born into literally this symbolism right here. But of course, my mind was able to see my family in this realm, all of these realms up here, including this one right here, all these different realms. Then when I left my body and had access to guardianship in higher realms on the 8th dimension, so in the realm of guardians, you know, I'm able to understand my angelic purpose or my order to manifest for physical realities. When I reached here mentally, because physically I cannot reach here. And the thing is, so I'm gonna be real with you. I can't reach this dimension physically, But mentally, consciously, I'm already here. Once I climbed and I met principalities, dominions, virtues, powers, seraphim, cherubim, all of that, the thrones, all of that. That's when I reached I am that I am. Boom. I had a bond with both divinity and Luciferianism. That's why I will never fear this dimension. Because I have access to all of these enlightenments. That's why I'm thankful to be born into this shit right here. And I'm thankful to walk through that first door and say, this is not for me. Now, the thing is, too, I'm glad that I'm able to know that these famous people are like my brother and sister, but I can't fuck with them. Our purpose doesn't align. I am here to spread unity from the loving aspect of our Creator. Now, on the Luciferian side of my Creator, I can't fuck with that side of the Creator. That's why I would never call itself God. But my Creator, my bond with that side of that intelligence, that hive mind, and I know we have to save the people who don't know that they're actually useless eaters or unconscious vessels. Now, got some more. Chakra colors equals ascension. Pride colors equals descension. Literally. Now, the thing is, too, they want your root chakra, your nature, your desires, your instincts at the top. They want your grooming. They want your perversion at the top. Your sacral, your solar, heart, throat, and then you got your third eye or crown chakra. They want this to be at the bottom because they don't want you to reach your higher self. That's exactly why when you understand your gateways, root, sacral, solar, heart, throat, third eye, crown. If this was like this, you would understand that pride does not exist at all whatsoever. So nobody is gay or lesbian or trans or whatever the fuck. This LGBTQ shit does not even exist either. A bunch of these people are pedophiles and groomers who are inverted, wanting to touch on kids because they are victims. Notice the inversion. LGBT is a deliberate social engineering or agenda. Facts. I put this, now I'm not going to read all this shit, but there's so much knowledge for us to understand that you will never know this. You will never know it all. Love and light, hatred and darkness. That's basically all I speak on. Love and light, hatred and darkness. Everything else, Alpha Draconians, Ninth Dimension, Deep Esoteric, Gnosis, the Karmic Council of Orion, Dark Space Institute, Telenoth, Stargates, Jupiter. Like, bro, there's so many things that you will fall into this rabbit hole. That's why I put this picture for you right here. Because even our countries right here, even on Earth, like, look at all these rabbit holes. I bet basically in this dimension, if you can't even, like, for example, if you can't even fathom like this here, so what's in here, for example? The egregore, the council of 300, forced soul removal. So forced soul removal, if you can't even fathom that, for example, you can't even fathom third degree, the Zodiac, black magic, the deep underground military bases, Vatican archives, if you can't comprehend any of this shit, none of this will make sense. None of this United States experiment, none of this, will ever make sense to you at all whatsoever. On top of that, Luciferian rebellion from Atlantis. Like, bro, shake it deep. And then in conclusion for the teaching, now throughout this video, you basically went over the fourth dimension. If you comment, my fault, if you made it this far, comment down below. I am thankful to be taught contradictions. That's how I know that you made it this far and you understood the contradiction. I basically did my best to give you information that I still won't even go back and review. If you made this far, comment down below. I am thankful for the contradiction that I was taught for today. I know I said something earlier, but I forgot about that. I am thankful for the contradiction I was taught today. I am thankful for the contradiction I was taught today. I am thankful for the contradiction I was taught today. I am thankful for the contradiction I was taught today. I am thankful for the contradiction I was taught today. Comment that down below if you made it this far. for the awakening and awareness expansion. You will begin seeing through illusions. Now, the thing is too, I put this list because as you watch this video, I want you to know where you, the thing is too, this is like a place or a bookmark or a place marker or a placeholder. If you relate to these things, that's where you know where you are consciously. You will begin seeing through illusions. When people speak, you can tell they are just repeating what they have heard from the news, social media, or books without real understanding. Conversations that will lack originality or questioning the depth of knowledge will feel empty. 5D, intuitive discernment. Your intuition begins to sharpen your soul's awareness. You aren't just hearing words, you are sensing your intentions and ascending vibrations. If someone is speaking from a place of ego, limitations, or a shallow way of articulating knowledge, you will pick up on it immediately. Their words are literally lifeless, and it's hard for you to stay engaged. The 6th dimension, wisdom and pattern recognition. You will recognize different patterns for your thoughts. The instant you start talking, you already know where their mind is speaking from. You can see when someone is stuck in mental loops, just now learning things you understood long ago. Conversations are easily predictable, and you can see how scripted their days are. 7th dimension, mastery and pure knowing. When you master wisdom, you are able to know purely your pattern recognition. At this point, you won't just recognize what someone is saying. You intuitively know why they're saying it. You pick up on their conditioning, their unconscious motives, and whether they have actually lived their knowledge or just memorized it. Majority of discussions feel unnecessary because you already see the conclusion before it's ever or even spoken. 8th dimension, multi-dimensional perception. Your mind processes information from multiple perspectives at once. Conversations that lack intelligence feel like listening to a child explain something you already mastered lifetimes ago. You desire higher level exchanges with those who see beyond the surface and want to go deeper in the rabbit hole. Last but not least, 9th dimension, divine intelligence and beyond words. So to the people who call me a poet, where do you think my mind resides at? At this level, words are never necessary. At this point, when I reach this, I learned how to be quiet. The most I talk is through YouTube videos or social media, TikTok, Instagram, all that. You communicate more through energy, frequency, and direct knowing. Majority of human conversations feel like watching people describe the sky to a blind man or even a movie. It's because you are tapped into an entirely different way of viewing the false illusion of reality. When you reach this point, you stop wasting your time on beings who cannot fathom what you just taught them. Therefore, and the thing is too, I'm surprised I haven't seen any trolling or any hate because niggas know. I didn't come in to sit here and play with y'all about this shit. And the thing is too, part 2 was some light because part 1 was basically the ending. But part 2, I just did that just because I wanted y'all to see that it gets deeper than what I taught you in part 1. At the end of the day, if you still look up to this person or this being, you know, I can't control you, I can't tell you what to do, but I want you to understand that everything you see is not what it is. Everything you think you know is not what you think you know. You have to be able to contradict everything, question everything, and see these niggas for who they are. These people, these avatars, these placements, they are using spirituality to cope with their lack of accountability, their sacrifice for what they have made to become famous in this inverted mindset. We live in a Masonic kingdom of societies with secrets, and the beings who look like you and I, who are actually genius, they will use their smarts for ignorance. That's exactly why a being who is able to outsmart their ignorance would never sell a family member nor their asshole to become famous in an illusion that never thought it existed in reality, when reality cannot contradict how real it never was. Have a great and wonderful day, divine reflection. This shit too easy.